Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. As always, I greet you with a smile, this time coming from the deck of the great ship Ontario. Again, this is my form that you see here that you're interacting with in this physical dimension. But I am speaking to you from somewhere else. Firstly, I'd like to wish our friend and advancement family member Adrian Ertz a happy birthday. He is a master magician, a wizard from Scotland, someone who holds a container of love for every interaction that he has. He is a brother from another mother, from another realm. And who would have thought that a young black kid who grew up in Washington, D.C. would be the best man at the wedding of a Scottish man wearing a kilt. As I like to say about almost everything, you can't make this shit up. So I know he's going to have a fabulous day with his sister and his beautiful wife Kathleen, having a few wee drams through the day and through the night. So happy birthday, Adrian. And I know you already heard it. Here's looking up your kilt. So I'm going to share a few words that I wrote this morning. Out of nowhere, one day the chasing ends. It used to be related to your age or stage of your life, maybe retirement, but now it's happening for everyone in all different age groups. The chase to beat the game of life is being removed as the focus for your attempt to gain success and happiness. And there is a gentle feeling of peace and harmony replacing the feeling of the chase. This change does not affect your passion to do the things you love, but what it does instead is push you further into doing those things without it connecting to your winning or your status in the human race. There is now a massive but subtle change occurring within the vibration of Gaia and within our own human vessel. It is affecting each one uniquely, but its effect can be felt indeed. It is forcing humanity to release the death grip that they have held around their control of life. This is related to the new feeling of softness, but because we are coming to you from the future, most have not yet stepped into the awareness of what they are feeling, know that it is preparing you for a compassionate response instead of one of reaction, anger, and retribution when the truth of many things are revealed in the clarity of the transparency that will soon be upon us. If you have not yet accepted this new vibration, you will be as the ones that you've stood against, taking in something in your heart that does not belong to you, and that will be too heavy for you to carry. So just let go more and more and enjoy your life as you watch the future come forward, the future that you have created and that you are bringing here now. Peace and softness, gentleness and power. Your true nature is now here. Cheers. Everything is just happening so fast. I went to visit my mother over the weekend on Saturday, about a 4.5 hour drive north of here. And by the time I got back on the road the next day, it was like I never went there. Even now, I can remember details, but I have no connection to me going there. It's like I sent another part of me, and the other part of me stayed here. So I don't feel like I actually was there. These kind of things are happening more and more. A feeling, visions and premonitions are entering my field. I can see so many things. While I was at my mother's house, a moment I remembered, I was seeing an earthquake in the area. And I don't know where that thought came from, but I just thought, oh, it's kind of good. My mom will be moving down this way at some point closer to me. And I walked away into another room and I heard my mom say, oh, I just got a notification. There was an earthquake in Pleasant Hill or Pleasanton, which is 15 minutes from where we were. It was a small one. But I realized I saw the future. And whatever else I did, transmuted something, shifted something, allowed something to happen in a smaller version is yet to be known. But these kind of things are starting to happen as we move into this higher vibration. I'll read these words too. We're starting not to recognize ourselves because the self from the world of matter, with all its goals and desires and needs and wants, is dissolving right before my eyes. When I am with people, they still speak to me as though I am that one from the world of matter. So you adjust to their world. But when there is no outside stimulus, I go into my world of perfection, the world of spirit, and I start to recognize myself there. It is a subtle transition, but a massive one indeed, balancing between the old and new until there is just the new you who is in perfect balance. And I'm amazed at how this has been happening a little bit each day over many years and many lifetimes, gradually, to bring each of us to a place where we can see ourselves as we truly are. It's subtle because we couldn't handle a flash of shift. And it's amazing because it's an accumulation. I think of how you could be from another country and you go and you live in another country and you start all over, learning the language, learning the culture, learning the habits, until the point that you've forgotten your natural culture and habits. That's what's happening. A dissolving of the habits of the physical world and moving into the habits of the world of spirit. Where I can see more and say more and truly be myself. This is called the greatest statement ever heard. A few days ago, one of my best friends made a statement that was so profound that it took me to a place and a feeling that I had never seen or felt before. This friend had delivered many of these types of statements, expanding the awareness of any and all who were fortunate enough to hear them. The statement contained just a few words, 10 to be exact. The words were, "All I know is that I am in the midst of a miracle." That single statement is one of the greatest statements I've ever heard, for it flips the narrative of how we see things on its head. Most times we say, "I'm going to have a miracle," but it is rooted in hopefulness. And other times we're in the other direction and we say, "I need a miracle to happen in my life," which is full of lack and fear. But this surpasses both extremes, the negative declaration of lack and the positive expression of pie in the sky, hope. This expresses in all its simplicity that a miracle is all but certain. It does not limit the miracles from the miracle's form of expression, and it does not judge the circumstances. This simple statement recognizes and acknowledges all the ingredients, including being in this physical dimension of time and space, as well as all the mechanisms that are involved in this dynamic movement. It's just so simply and powerfully says, "I'm in the midst of a miracle." Even as I repeat those words, you can feel it, for it immediately transports you beyond your circumstances, and it can be applied to any circumstance in your life. Health problems, financial problems, mental, emotional, or even spiritual problems, practical problems in your human world like machines not working or equipment failing or human relationship problems, all reduced to just being part of what are the ingredients of what exists in the midst of a miracle. Hold on to this statement because it will change your life. mainly because it changes your view. And when your view changes or expands or is looked at from another perspective, your life changes too. So today, whatever troubles you might be having within this physical dimension, and they can seem endless, simply say to yourself, I'm in the midst of a miracle. And then watch as a door opens in front of you, exposing a light that is brighter than any light that you have ever seen. And as that light draws you forward, you will see all the thoughts that were lighting up your troubles form a corridor and a walkway or path to and through that door, and you will be left with an excitement and an anticipation that you never thought possible. For the light of the thoughts that held you in fear will become shadows in the face of the light from that open door that comes from those 10 words. All I know is that I am in the midst of a miracle. This is the beautiful truth for all life and every life on this beautiful planet, orchestrated by the most loving creator, the source of all that is. We are in the midst of a miracle. This is truly freedom, for you can face every circumstance with this basic and fundamental truth that exists and has existed in the fabric of all creation itself. That truth is that all, every one of us, are always looked after. But it is even more than that. It is that we are one with creation. We are one with the flow of everything, and every moment is indeed a miracle. And we are in the midst of them all. It is greater than hope, and it transcends by a million miles the fear that is delivered in a moment of lack. Instead, it is the knowing of the great truth of your Creator and yourself as one. It is appearing into the world of the divine, the home of the eternal God and the infinite energy and source of it all. An awareness that takes you into the fabric of life, of creation itself, far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. A feeling, then a knowing, and then a remembrance. But if you feel yourself slipping back into the bondage and captivity of those two extreme thoughts of lack and false hope, simply and gently say to yourself, as many times as you need to, all I know is that I am in the midst of a miracle. And as you say those words or make that statement, specifics may start to arise in your awareness, showing you what this miracle will look like. Details will pop up into your view, enhancing your excitement, your knowing, and your anticipation for what is about to happen to you as you walk through that door with the great light, beckoning you to receive your miracle. This journey that we have agreed to partake in, a descending into the density of the world of matter from our place at the right hand of our Creator, and then returning, has two perspectives. From the perspective of the world of your Creator, there is no time and space. But from the perspective of the world of matter, there is an awareness of time and space. So from this human perspective, this journey has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. But know that from this moment on, through all of it, through every breath you take, every move you make, and every step you take, you are in the midst of a miracle. For you are more loved than you can ever imagine, and you are one with that love. All you need to know is that every day and in every way, you are in the midst of a miracle. Cheers, everyone. For today, we have entered into a new awareness, and the feeling is undeniably grand. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. You are light. You are light. I am light. I am not the mistakes that I have made or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. You see light. You see light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. The me inside is all light. I am light. I am light. And you are light. You are light. We are divinity divine. We are the God on the inside. We are a star, a piece of it all. We are light. We are light. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for listening and for joining me. All I know is that I am in the midst of a miracle every day, in every way. Wishing you that same feeling where you'll have a perfect life with perfect health and a magic future. I am light and I am David.